Is what we do. Good morning. Nonstop News starts right now. We are the only station in town that is commercial free for the next 15 minutes. We got you covered. David Mendoza is in Sky 4 right now. He is high above 35. We'll go to him in just a minute. But first, I want to start off with Jeannette. Jeannette, in fact, before we get to you, I want to show you some video here of yesterday's big thunderstorm. This was video sent from viewers out at 1604 in Petranco on the west side. And it wasn't just the rain, man. It was a lot of hail. Looked like snow in many parts. And we've been talking about this all morning long. Not dime size, not quarter size hail. In some cases, folks were getting golf ball sized hail.
Yeah, there was one severe thunderstorm that just surprised all of us. It developed over far northeastern Medina County, blew through parts of northwest Bexar County. That developed between about 3 and 4 p.m. And it did produce some very heavy rain, but in some spots, yes, anywhere between quarter size to golf ball sized hail. I do have an isolated storm chance this afternoon and for tomorrow afternoon. And we could see some isolated to scattered thunderstorms, some of which could be strong to severe on Friday, especially late going into early Saturday. I'll talk more about that coming up. But we did wrap up the month of March, and this is how we did weather-wise. We ended up with a total of 1.99 inches, so just shy of 2 inches. That was officially at the airport. Typically in the month of March, we pick up 2.31 inches, so we were below the normal on that. Hottest temperature was March 14th, 96 degrees. The coolest morning was the morning of March 10th. Higher rain chances coming our way for the first week of April. Isolated today and tomorrow and also on Thursday, but we're looking at a better chance of showers and storms late Friday into early Saturday. Final four weekend is this weekend. We'll talk about what you can expect in your area, your full forecast coming up in under 10 minutes.
All right, Jeannette, thanks. A couple of things that are working right now. One of those is traffic. So you see here 10 at the Y. That looked great. Good shot of downtown San Antonio as well. 10 at Probant. Starting to see more and more folks out, but traffic moving very smoothly, very nicely in these spots. Not so much when it comes to 35. David Mendoza in your South Texas Ford dealer Sky 4. Hello, my friend. There's the mustache. Everybody loves the stash. Are you still above 35?
Hey, good morning. Yes, I'm above 35 right now, getting a good look at things. Here we are looking at Judson Road, headed north on 35. Both northbound and southbound lanes are facing significant delay right now. In your northbound lanes at Olympia Parkway, we have a cement pour that has brought traffic down to one lane. In your southbound lanes, getting towards 410 on 35, we have barrels being picked up by construction crews, so hopefully that'll open more lanes. But right now we're down to one lane, causing this pretty big backup right now, so avoid the area. I really don't know where to suggest you go for this because even the frontage roads are completely jam-packed right now.
Yeah, it's a mess. If you have driven anywhere along 35 over the last year or so, it is like this 75-80% of the time. An absolute mess, an absolute parking lot. David Mendoza there above 35, about an hour delay is what he told us earlier. Avoid the area if you can. We'll check back in with David one last time before 7 a.m. We do have an update. We want to tell you about a story we've been following, that Amber Alert, and we've got a good update here. Man, this is awesome. DPS has just announced that those two little girls that have been missing from San Antonio have been found. Investigators say the little girl that you saw on the left, 1-year-old Aspen Johnson, and the 11-year-old on the right, Caudry Grant, have been found. They were taken by the two suspects here, Lee Sanford and Scott Young. But again, within the last 30 minutes or so, DPS is telling us that those two girls have been found. We don't know anything about the suspects, no word yet. So as of now, authorities are still looking for those two adults you see on your screen. Well, you might have seen the billboards go up around San Antonio, raising awareness about the possibilities of spikes in sex trafficking during the Final Four.
We have launched a national billboard campaign in conjunction with the NCAA basketball tournament for March Madness in order to raise awareness and combat sex trafficking and sex tourism.
So data shows there are more sex trafficking arrests surrounding large events like the Final Four. San Antonio police and the sheriff's office say they're on alert and they are trained to see those signs. They're also training hospitality workers downtown.
We actually provide training to the hotels that are hosting some of these teams. So we talk to the management, we talk to staff on what to look for when it comes to human trafficking or other crimes.
Sheriff Salazar says that his department will also have extra eyes on the situation with uniformed patrol deputies and undercover teams out as well. Recent audit found that some San Antonio police officers were using expired protective gear, including bulletproof vests, helmets, and a lot more than just that. Auditors looked at 263 pieces of equipment, found that 47 were expired but still being used. San Antonio police officials say that police gear, although there is an expiration date, it's really like a warranty.
The item doesn't necessarily just lose its effectiveness. It's just not warranted. However, obviously, we don't want to be in possession of even items that are going to be considered out of a warranty.
San Antonio police agreed to all of the audit recommendations. They'll check inventory twice a year. There will be an annual review to make sure that equipment is logged and in good condition. 6:47 right now. Back to the Final Four. We are now just days away from thousands and thousands of people descending upon San Antonio. As you would imagine, final preparations are happening for the big event. Several city leaders want to make sure the fans, what to expect when it comes to the Final Four being here. Tawny Davis has been covering the Final Four now the last few days. Tawny, what's the scoop here?
Well, excuse me. Well, the San Antonio Local Organizing Committee has been preparing for the Final Four for over 2 years, but now that we are only 3 days away from that big weekend, they want to give some key details to ensure everyone has a safe experience for the Final Four. Now, the 2025 Men's Final Four weekend is expected to bring over 100,000 visitors to San Antonio. Even locals are expected to get in on the action, with thousands more excited to participate in the weekend events. Today, local leaders will provide critical information to let people know what public safety measures there will be, transportation options, and more. This includes downtown street closures and alternative routes, via park and rideshare options, public safety and security protocols, including the clear bag policy, and emergency response plans and resources available through the Final Four app. Now, that press conference that they will be having will be later this morning at 11 a.m. at the Henry V. Gonzalez Convention Center. We will be there and provide you updates so that everyone can have a safe and fun Final Four weekend. Reporting live, I'm Tawny Davis. Back to you.
All right, Tawny, thanks. Later today, Texas A&M San Antonio is hosting a groundbreaking ceremony for their new childcare center. So this all starts at 10 a.m. This means that local families will have access to affordable daycare for their kids. The center will take in children up to kindergartners. Families can get childcare, and kind of a cool 2-for-1 here. College students can get hands-on learning experience when it comes to early childhood education. This center, by the way, is one of 26 around the country. Well, April is the start of Donation Life Month, and in honor of that and to celebrate, Methodist Hospital wanted to highlight one of its most famous organ recipients, the great Spurs legend, Sean Elliott. News 4's Christina De Leon recently sat down with Sean to talk to him about his journey, and that's one that she shares with him as well. This connection is unique, and it's pretty cool, Christina.
Yeah, good morning, Dave. Good morning, everyone. Yes, Sean is a kidney recipient from his brother, and I'm a kidney donor to my own mother. Now, we both had our surgeries at Methodist Specialty and Transplant 13 years and a few days apart, believe it or not, from one another. And the hospital wanted actually us to talk to one another about our experiences. And it was a pleasure to sit down and talk to Sean Elliott about our unique experiences. He received a kidney from his older brother, Noel, 26 years ago. Sean actually at the time was at the height of his basketball career. And at the time, he didn't even know he was in kidney failure. I gave my mother my kidney 13 years ago, almost on the same day. And all of us in this equation, we're all doing just fine. We both talked about the stigma that often comes with organ donation, including with religion, culture, family, and race, along with the entire purpose and importance behind it all.
You're helping people. Isn't that the point of religion and humanity?
Why you're here.
Yeah, it's why we're here as people, is to help the person to the left and right, people that are less fortunate than we are or have worse circumstances, that weren't as blessed as we were in certain situations.
Yeah, so if you are interested in donating to a family member in need, or if you have any questions about organ donations, you can always call the Methodist Hospital. You can call their living donor hotline at 210-575-GIVE. It's 210-575-4483. They can answer any and all questions you might have if you are thinking about donating to a friend or family member in need. Reporting live, I'm Christina De Leon. We will send it back to you.
Now your certified most accurate 4-zone weather with meteorologist Jeannette.
All right, let's talk about weather. So we're looking at an unseasonably warm weather pattern this week with those temperatures warmer than normal. Hottest Wednesday and Thursday. Isolated rain storm chance today, tomorrow, and Thursday, but we'll see a better chance for rain Friday late into early Saturday. Yes, we have the big Final Four weekend this weekend. Some of you worried about the chance for rain. It won't be a washout. Best rain chance, though, will be Friday night, early Saturday, drier later Saturday into Sunday. It will be much cooler over the weekend, so not necessarily paradise for folks visiting for that big weekend. Let's talk about those rain chances. It looks like most of the activity today through Thursday will stay off towards the north, but it can't rule out a shower or thunderstorm this far south each afternoon. Watch what happens Friday into Saturday. There will be a Pacific front which will be approaching from the west. That'll stall out over the weekend, so hence those rain chances increasing. I'm going with 40% late Friday and then 40% early Saturday, not so much later Saturday going into Sunday. Dew point temperatures right now 50s from Hondo to San Antonio, including the eastern hill country. This is where it's a little more comfortable. Meanwhile, farther south, there is still a lot of moisture that's coming up from the Gulf. There is a stationary front that's separating the dry air from the humid air. It is going to get a lot more humid across the area later this afternoon into tonight as that frontal boundary lifts back to the north. There will be a dry line that approaches from the west later tomorrow, and that's going to bring in a drier air mass for areas west of I-35. But where we see the clash of air masses, there could be a thunderstorm that develops late tomorrow, and that's mostly for our western areas. So clouds and radar showing you, yes, some cloud cover on the satellite composite. No rain on radar. If there is any rain, nothing more than a few sprinkles or patches of mist, and that's primarily along and south of the stationary front where the air is more saturated. It is very active out west. There will be a series of upper level disturbances that will move across the state. One will move through our area tomorrow. Another one moves in late Thursday going into early Friday. You don't see it here, but again, I'm going to have to go with an isolated shower or thunderstorm this afternoon. Otherwise, partly sunny, and that's between 3 and 7 p.m. Tomorrow morning, cloudy with a 10% rain chance, a few sprinkles or a shower. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll see a mix of sun and clouds with a shower or thunderstorm possible. Better chance for that up across the hill country. Thursday in the morning, cloudy once again. And then Thursday afternoon, couple showers, maybe a thunderstorm. And there could be a strong thunderstorm nearby. 88 for Wednesday and Thursday, near 90 now for Friday. Then it gets cooler over the weekend. There goes that 40% rain chance Friday night into early Saturday. Saturday afternoon, we'll see some sun. Highs in the 60s for Sunday and Monday. You can get the extended forecast for your zone online at news4sa.com.
All right, Jeannette, thanks. One final check of the roads as we head into the 7 a.m. hour. And TransGuide has been really good all morning long, so kudos to everyone that's driving not on 35. And if you are on 35, well, you're going to be late to work. Let's be honest here. David Mendoza is in Sky 4, high above 35. Are you still? You're still there? Yeah, it's starting to thin out a bit.
Yeah, I'm just north of 1604 and 35. The good news is that I'm seeing more movement in your southbound lanes here on the left side of the highway over here. I think they've removed the barrels that were blocking the lane, so we're having more lanes block up. Here in the northbound lanes, you can see we're still down to one lane of traffic. So though it is moving, I think you're still going to face a significant delay in both north and southbound lanes.
Man, it gives you an idea of just how many people come from New Braunfels and even north of that into San Antonio for work and school. David Mendoza, great work as always all morning long. Thank you for those pictures from your South Texas Ford dealer, Sky 4. All right, one final look at your morning headlines, and a lot of folks talking about Matthew McConaughey today. Both he and Woody Harrelson are urging Texas lawmakers to pass a $500 million film incentive plan. Senate Bill 22 would incentivize Texas filmmakers in Hollywood to film TV shows and movies here in the Lone Star State, and on top of that, hire Texas workers. NASA's Hubble Space Telescope is revealing new insights about the planet Uranus. A 20-year study shows the planet's atmosphere is made up mostly of hydrogen and helium, with a small amount of methane and traces of water and ammonia. And the death toll from Myanmar's earthquake continues to rise. It's now 2,700. According to Myanmar's military leader, it could rise to more than 3,000. An earthquake of 7.7, the strongest to hit Southeast Asia in more than a century, hit last week. But again, that death toll just continues to go up hour by hour. It's incredibly sad. Thoughts, obviously, with those folks who are impacted there. All right, about 45 seconds before we hand things off to our friends over at NBC. No surprises today.
There could be an isolated shower or thunderstorm. There is that front nearby. You have that dry air to the north, humid air to the south. It will turn breezy and more humid this afternoon. Download the 4Zone weather apps. If there is a shower or thunderstorm that pops up in your neck of the woods, you'll get a notification right on your phone. 10% storm chance today, this afternoon, and tomorrow afternoon, and higher storm chances late Friday.
Yes, thousands and thousands of people come to San Antonio getting ready for the Final Four. Maybe that little river parade on Saturday might be, well, fun.
We'll see.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
You know what? You go down, you have some chips and queso, and maybe a drink and enjoy it. Today's gift, make it count.